It was meant to be a symbol of success, a luxury car that screams power, elegance, and status. But in seconds, it turned into a moving fireball. September 2019, Burna Boy's Range Rover autobiography caught fire along the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway just 10 months after he got it brand new. The singer was not in the car when it happened, thanks to Good Samaritans who were able to quickly quench the fire. July 24, on Third Mainland Bridge, at the early hours of the day, Nigerian singer Dariat Alade's 2022 Range Rover autobiography caught fire on Third Mainland Bridge and burnt completely to the ground. He was with his family in the car. Thankfully, they were able to come out of the incident unhurt, but the car couldn't be rescued as it turned to ashes. Now the question, why do Range Rovers, cars that cost more than some duplexes, catch fire so easily? This isn't a Nigerian problem alone. Across the UK, US, UAE, Range Rover fire reports are everywhere. But in Nigeria, with the combination of harsh roads, poor maintenance culture, and untrained mechanics, it makes it a ticking time bomb for owners. In understanding why these luxury cars burn easily, we have to stop blaming village people, because there are very real technical reasons why Range Rovers catch fire. 1. Electrical overload and wiring failure. I'll start by stating that the Range Rover is the most unreliable car brand in the world today, whether brand new or used, just because of how easily the electronics can fail. Range Rovers are electrical monsters. Every feature from your suspension to your cup holder is run by a module. Heated seats controlled, power tailgate controlled. Even your wiper blades may have their own ECU on the Range Rover. To put it in perspective, a 2012 Range Rover has almost 40% more electrical modules than a 2012 Mercedes-Benz GLE, which is great when everything works. But when a single wire overheats, insulation melts, and the copper core touches metal, boom, you've got a short circuit and possibly a fire in the engine bay. By year 8 or 9 of ownership, many Range Rovers begin to suffer insulation breakdown. What is insulation breakdown in cars? Insulation is the material that covers the wires that the electrical systems use. That's rubber coating on the outside of wires, which starts to degrade over time, especially in this Nigerian heat. This leads to spontaneous sparks under the hood. Let's rewind to July 2024. Dariat Alade, one of Nigeria's finest R&B voices, posted photos that shocked the internet. His beloved Range Rover completely roasted in the middle of the famous Third Mainland Bridge. No accident, no collision, just sudden combustion like Sunday jollof rice gone wrong. Mechanics later found out that it was an electrical fault in the engine bay, something as small as a frayed wire that caused a short circuit, and boom, 350 million naira went up in smoke. Before I continue, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, because this channel was created for every person that is planning to buy a car. Second reason, oil leaks and heat, is instant fire. Range Rovers, especially the V8 variants, which are the most common, are notorious for valve cover leaks, PCV system failure, timing cover gasket failures. These leaks are small but deadly. Range Rovers leak a lot of oil. It's like they are allergic to keeping fluids inside, just because most Range Rovers have a V8 engine that produces too much pressure. The materials of the engine don't age well over time. Due to extensive wear and tear, it makes the oil seep out while the car is working. Hot engine plus leaking oil, like I said earlier, fire hazard. So when this oil touches the exhaust manifold or turbo piping, that's all it takes to ignite a fire. Reason number 3, the Razak and Obina rewire problem, aka the salvage car culture in Nigeria. Most Range Rovers on Nigerian roads were bought as salvage cars. Maybe they were flooded in the UK, maybe rear-ended in New Jersey, then shipped to Nigeria and handed to Razak Ripani Peter and Obina Rewire to give them a brand new life. These guys work miracles. But Range Rovers are not under accords. They need factory-trained technicians to fix. In the process of fixing, Razak has called Obina Rewire to fix the wiring, and Baba has placed 2 wrong wires next to each other while ignoring important warning lights on the dashboard because he doesn't have the right scanning and diagnostic tools. When Obina connects 2 incompatible wires to bypass a module or ignores a burnt ECU warning, is laying the groundwork for an engine bay fire. All it takes is for a miswired ground or loose positive terminal, and again, your 150 million naira whip is going to go up in flames. This Range Rover burnt to the ground along Lekki Ekpe Expressway, allegedly barely a week after being imported into Nigeria by the owner. On models like the Range Rover Sport Supercharged, filling turbos run excessively hot. When the heat shield is missing or damaged, which is common after an improper engine work during the salvage title restoration process, the heat transfers directly to nearby plastic, wires, and coolant lines. It is called heat soak, and it is another pathway to combustion. Fourth reasons Range Rover always go up in flames is because of their chronic overheating issues. Even without fire, overheating is a daily threat in Nigeria, and Range Rovers are at the top of the list for three major reasons: complex cooling systems, multiple thermostats, sensors, water pumps, plastic coolant reservoirs that crack easily, coolant hoses that aren't built for Lagos traffic or pothole impacts. Even the fan clutch system fail often, causing the radiator fan to stop spinning when it is needed the most. Once the engine overheats, pressure increases, oil leaks intensify, the wiring insulation gets weak, the car starts to cook itself, and fire follows. The fifth and last reason why Range Rovers always burn is the neglected warning lights on dashboard errors. Nigerians ignore warning lights like it is just a suggestion. VSE errors go so off. Battery lights are just alternator wire. But Range Rovers literally tell you when there is a fuel vapor leak, short in the ignition coil, misfire in any of the cylinders, or low voltage on secondary systems. Ignoring these errors allow pressure to build up, faults to spread, until fire becomes inevitable. Bottom line, the Range Rover lineup is a tech-heavy British SUV that was never designed for Nigeria's hot weather, bad fuel, Lagos traffic, or rewired salvage revivals. If you must own one, you have to scan it regularly, fix all electrical faults immediately, watch coolant and oil levels like your life depends on it, never ignore warning lights, and get a fire extinguisher in your boots, if possible. 2. Luxury should never cost your life. If you must drive a Range Rover, don't just service it, respect it, because sometimes your dream car might just be your worst nightmare.